No, I worked for his dad in Southeastern in 1980, 83, started in
early.
83.
Yep.
And that's when you was the Rat Patrol, right?
Yes, I was literally having my first matches then.
Yeah, which was Johnny Rich. There's the R, uh, Armstrong, the A,
Yep.
and then Tonga Kid, who's one of the
Yeah.
Samoans. So he was,
Right.
yeah, because I don't know, he was a teenager there.
Yes, he was 17.
Yeah,
He would get checked out of school. We'd have to leave. We all lived in around Pensacola Beach,
right.
and so we'd have that 4-hour drive every Monday to Birmingham, and he would have to get checked out of high school to make Birmingham. Yes, and nobody knew he was 17 years old tearing the house down in the main event every night.
Yeah, when we was in Pensacola, or Pensacola territory, we lived at one of you guys' apartments.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brad. I think it was Brad's condo.
Yeah. Because then he lived, I think Buffalo Head. Was he with Buffalo Head?
No, Arn was.
Arn was. Okay, because Arn was always talking Buffalo Head, Because I'd be driving the orange van and have all the heels packed in there.
It's so funny. Back in those days, you had Miss Brenda was with you, and I don't know that I ever told you this, Rip, but the last time I saw you, I was gonna tell you and totally forgot. My dad, Brenda was such to me and my brothers, just so sweet and kind. Look, she may have been a demon on wheels with you, but with me and my brothers, we were just young boys. I was 22 years old,
right.
And so she treated us like young boys, just sweet, very kind of motherly. And so it had gotten to the point our dad had seen how much we all respected her in the locker room or wherever we were. And my dad would use it. Like if we started acting a fool after the show or something, he'd go, well, you wouldn't say that in front of Miss Brenda, would you?
Oh, God.
We'd just start laughing every time. It'd make us shut our mouths, but we'd start laughing every time. No, I wouldn't say it in front of Miss Brenda.
She always had a gun on her.
Did she really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, hell yeah.
See how sweet she was?
I'm glad I loved her.
Oh, golly.
So what do you remember from Rip back then? Give us some Rip Rogers stories from your youngest days, if you can remember any.
So he came in, and the first thing I did, back in those days, I was so excited I was going to get to wrestle that night. It was unbelievable. But then once, territory days, you worked 6 nights a week, and a lot of times with the same person through the entire week and in front of the same people every week that were buying tickets. And so I started watching Rip because he got a reaction in all of his matches. And whether when he walked out, if they weren't paying attention to him, he'd say, "Shut your mouth." And here they came. And so I had been broken in, like Rip was saying, Rat Patrol, we did the tag team Freebird type stuff. And so it was tag team, and it was Southern spots in a 16-foot ring. So it was bing, 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 bing. And I didn't understand the art of the work. And that's what Rip, by this time, Rip had mastered it. And I didn't know anything about it. And I'll never, he knows every time we talk, I say a good bicep will take you a long way in this business, because that's what Rip used to. The first time you ever said it to me, Rip, we were in the ring working with each other, and the people weren't, they were there, but they weren't there like you wanted them. And you turned around and just hit a bicep shot, and they booed the hell out of you. And you looked right back at me and said, "Good bicep gets them every time." And I just in the ring, you start laughing, and we have our match. And then you stuck to that. But so that later in in both our careers, and we end up back in the locker room together for WCW, I'll never forget you telling one of the other younger guys that was saying, "Man, I don't know what I should do." And you said, "Well, you got good biceps, just hit a bicep shot." You looked over at me, I just laughing. Said, "Hell yes, buddy, hit that bicep shot." But Rip taught me to slow down, let the people see what you're doing. Don't rush. To me, at that time in my career, I wanted to back Rip up in the corner and hit him 15 times. and the only one Rip could sell was the last one. So why not just hit him with one and back away and let him act like it was the toughest punch in the history of man? And so I didn't get all that. I was 22, man. I wanted to go balls to the wall nonstop. And he slowed me down. And I'll never forget in the car coming home one night, me and Brad, Steve, and our dad. And he said, "Scotty, did you learn anything tonight, boy?" And I said, "Yeah, slow down and let Rip do the show." Because that's what he could do. And that's literally, if Rip said to me after many matches, "If you'll just sell and slow down, we'll just have a barn burner every night." And look, it took a while, but it finally sunk in, and we did. We had great matches. And plus, look, when we had Miss Brenda out there too, man, it just made it so easy. Her timing on everything was phenomenal. Her and Rip worked great together, knew when to do what. And, for a young punk coming in and trying to learn literally a different style, because now I'm going to sell and I'm going to let Rip literally control. He was the maestro. He was going to control the people. And that's what I didn't understand yet when I first started working with him. And then, and that's at the end of it, I told my dad, I said, he's a maestro, because he could stand in front of the people and come up, go down. And that's what they would do. And man, it was fun. A lot of fun.
That's great.
You know, what's funny, Scotty, is Brenda had never worked before when we got there.
Really?
No, she was a stripper for how many years?
So she had good timing.
Yeah, it was all, she said, "Oh, it's the same thing." So no, she used to have to you do so many songs. It was a 22 minutes. She'd do a 22 minutes. She was a road girl, and she'd go 22 minutes of this song, this one's upbeat, this one's seduction, this one's whatever. And then you fucking have your climax, and then the next girl comes on. And said wrestling's the same thing. Watch. I said, watch this next video that's coming up on your screen. Remember now, watch it.
That I can't get the shit closed.